What's up? Movie magic. Okay, so I have basically an hour left of the day and I'm at Phelan Park here in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm basically just going to be field testing a few new things that I've gotten in the past couple weeks. So to start with, I have this new lanyard, and this is one that you might have seen on my last video that I pulled from the ARP Session tube of gear. I'm basically just hooking up a position or two to it and just have a few odd carabiners that I had around to make a whole new lanyard setup. I also have to climb on my Notch Fusion tether. So this one's also a new product for me and I'm excited to use it. It's been a while. I mostly am using mechanical ascenders and descenders, so this will be fun to get back on my actual rope wrench. So I'm excited for that. Lastly, and I just posted this on my Instagram yesterday, but I got my brand new saddle. This is the Petzl Sequoia SRT. This is the brand new, well, 2019 version anyway. I'm very stoked with this. I've already done a couple things to help me out, get set up. I put a couple of the Cara tools on here, the brand new ones. And then I also put a second rope bridge, and then I went ahead and put these ISC rings on them. I haven't quite figured out how I want to run this saddle yet, because this will literally be the first time I try it. So it seems like it's going to come through, so I'm excited for that. And hopefully I have like a half hour of sunlight left, so it might get eaten up by just setting a line, so wish me luck. Okay, the video could be a little potentially messed up because I dropped my phone in the snow, so it's all watery, but I have just a little bit of daylight left. So I'm getting my line up. We were supposed to get snow like hours ago and it never really came, so I literally waited the last minute possible to leave my house to get this done, but here we are. All right, let's climb. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is setting my canopy anchor. With my canopy anchor, I've kind of switched from using just a regular ring to actually using this small notch rigging ring to prevent rope on rope or textile to textile contact. The trick is just kind of making sure you tighten up your butterfly well enough to hold that ring in snug. You can just see it's just got a really nice run. I mean, that's exactly what these rings are designed for, is to just let that rope kind of run even at odd angles smoothly through that ring. Next is the setup for the Notch Fusion tether. Basically goes on just as you would any other rope wrench. Open the pin and close that. I was actually so used to having a second tending pulley or a micro pulley with me, I was looking for one to go with this, but then I realized it already had that connected, so that's nice. And then I just have the Yale Veritas is kind of my favorite in terms of hitches that I use. I'm just going to be climbing on a VT, tried and true. Typically I will climb on a Michicon, and it's been a while since I've tied the Michicon, so I don't want to bungle that up, especially on camera. God damn, that's smooth. So that's your setup, that's your full setup. And this is a little bit long of a hitch cord. Fortunately, the tether is also long. I'm not super worried about that because there's plenty of room in there when everything's engaged. Walking back from a limb, I can actually kind of depress the top of the hitch. You don't typically want that contact, so just that's something I'm willing to do, but I would never advise someone to do that. So just keep that in mind. All right, I'm ready to climb, so I better get suited up and go. That's a really nice looking setup there. So I'm putting on the Sequoia saddle now. This is not the first time I've put it on, but I really want to get these suspension straps because I like to have those when I'm getting suited up, then I can just kind of throw the saddle on top and just kind of tuck and pinch and push things where they need to be so I'm comfortable. But goddamn, this Sequoia saddle is absolutely gorgeous, and I've only put a few odd accessories on it so far, and I really like it. It's super lightweight. I think this would be like my go-to wreck climbing saddle forever. Well, until it expires or the new one comes out. I was quite happy with this saddle, and I'm going to make a video, standalone video about it. It just feels like a very well thought out, I mean, just huge credit to the team that put that saddle together. It's just so well thought out where the loops are, how the belt cinches, how everything clips together, where the rings are located. Oops. Okay. It's just a well-manufactured piece of equipment I was on the fence about, but I'm pretty proud of being an owner of one. I dig it. Okay, so I'm just about to ascend on this notch fusion tether for the first time. I've already weighted my line, so I know my tie-in point is safe. Got a little bit of build up here. It's always just a little awkward on like a first ascent with new gear. Just because you just don't know quite how it's going to respond or feel. But so far, where everything is attached is just dialed in practically on first ascent. Like I basically just ran up this tree. Okay, that's about the fastest I've ever ascended a tree. Holy shit, that was nice. So, one consideration already, shorter hitch cord. I was excited to use this one because it's brand new. Definitely not digging the amount of contact I did have. If I were to need to sit down all of a sudden as I'm ascending. So, or if I needed to count on it to catch me, which is obviously crucial. But in terms of everything else, I'm quite pleased. Also need to figure out how best I like to stow my Saka. All right, so I'm up in the canopy and I'm pretty happy with myself. As far as the verdict on the fusion tether, I'm super impressed with it. Setup was by far the easiest setup on a rope wrench I've ever had. I really love the at height two-legged tether just because of the way that fits on a hitch climber, but it also is pretty soft. It tends to bend more and break down faster than, you know, some other single-legged tethers. So think of the Rion Rounds rope wrench tether. That's beautiful. And obviously people, you can comment like, yeah, I get it why you would kind of think Notch is coming in right behind Rion and taking away that business. You know, they're both innovative products in their own right, especially because this tether you will not be able to use with the you'll not be able to use with the chicane, you'll not be able to use it with the zigzag. My God, according to factory specs, you should be using that zigzag with a chicane, which I have. I like that as well. I actually like that better than Rion Rounds tether. I know, Rion, if you ever watch my videos, I'm not trying to be a dick to you because I really like what you do. It just didn't work for me. I'm not a production climber either, so you can just say fuck off, Casey, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to find the right gear that fits me and my climbing style, and I'd say if I'm going to use a rope wrench from now on, it's going to be on this fusion tether. Now, the caveat is ISC just announced their little shorty metal tether as well, and that comes with kind of like an adapted flottic pulley that goes with it. So like, that looks pretty cool too. That might end up in my kit, but you know, as much as I climb on SRT, I rarely use a rope wrench anymore. I'm going to be using the Rope Runner Pro, or I'm going to use my zigzag with a chicane. So I'm honestly not using hitch cords as often as I used to. The funny thing is I bought this hitch cord, this 32-inch hitch cord, because I felt like this tether was really long, but in practice I could have stayed with my 28-inch and been pretty happy with the hitch that I tied and with the distance between the wrench and the top of my hitch. So, you know, there's definitely considerations when you're setting this thing up. You have to dial it in a little bit before it's perfectly set, but I'm absolutely happy with that. So, moving on, the Sequoia saddle could not be any more comfortable. Jesus Christ. I think the only thing that I could do to make this saddle better is to have the suspenders for it. So I'm going to pick those up at some point, but It's not super necessary when you're just doing a rec climb and you just need to be sitting in it. But I like the idea of the suspenders, just to support some weight, have something here. I'm just used to having that with my tree motion saddle, so that's just what I've come to prefer. So absolutely so happy that I have this. So yeah, I'm just grateful that I have some disposable income to spend on this fun stuff. Next thing is this lanyard, which this is the cordage. I don't remember it offhand, so I'm just putting it as a graphic. But it's a really nice lanyard that was stitched by Obsession. So I'm using this with my ART Positioner 2. One thing you'll notice about me is I'm just really not super brand dedicated. I really like to try out any and all gear because no one company is going to come up with the solution for you. You can be an ambassador for Notch, you can be an ambassador for Teufelberger or DMM or Petzl even, but I think a true climber, or as far as I've seen with, you know, over 5 years in the industry, going on 10 years in the green industry and being interested in climbing, you know, I've just never met somebody that's like, oh, I only use Petzl, unless they're getting paid by Petzl. I kind of switched my setup here to mostly Petzl because I was just trying to be like a little bit of a brand whore for the Sequoia saddle, but primarily, and I've even got it tattooed on my damn body, is I'm going to use a DMM carabiner. I don't care if it's Notch, I don't care if it's DMM or Petzl. If it has the best solution, at least for me, I'm going to use it. And I just love gear. So this is like my first, like, in a while, you know, personalized, really nice lanyard that I've got. So thank you, Obsession, for that. That's for damn sure. I think at this point it's wise for me to kind of get down because I'm feeling the chill in the air come, and I don't want to pack up and be hiking in the total dark. That would suck. That happened. That's already in another video too. God, I want to show you. This saddle is just pure sex. I mean, dang. I'm sucking it in so I look nicer on camera. That is beautiful, dude. Feels so right for me, even with just only a few odd tweaks and adding a couple of Kara tools. That's it. I really haven't done anything else to customize this. Like typically I'd have spent more time with the saddle to familiarize with myself with it before climbing. I was just too excited, so I just wanted to get up in this tree. That's it. I think I've recorded enough footage to look cool, and I'll edit this and throw it up soon, and hopefully you guys watch my other videos. I try to put out 1 or 2 a month. I'm almost at 400 subscribers, which is just like, I don't know. I just never feel like anybody wants to watch this stuff, so I'm always so proud of, you know, videos that get, to me, I think if I get 50 views on a video, I'm super pumped about that. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Love you. God damn, that's a smooth descent though. That looks so nice. Oh. Oh my gosh. Coupled with this harness, it's just the whole package. Damn.